When you go out at night, you look up at the star, you see shapes, don't you? You see constellations. In our culture and in the West, we tend to see the same sorts of ones. I don't know, you can just make out maybe Orion here. But other parts of the world see different patterns in the sky. The Chinese have 318 constellations that they divide up the world. We have about 88. And they have a fewer number of stars in each one. There are other groups of people in the world. The Tupi, for example, an indigenous culture in Brazil, have just 7 constellations, but they have 23 stars in each of those. So their way of holding this stuff up there is quite different from ours. This is how we see Orion, but even within the same set of stars, there are other cultures who see it quite differently. I mean, the Navajo call it the Slender One. It's a totally different picture. When we look at the sky, therefore, there's an indefinite number of ways we can pattern that stuff up there. Even within 100 stars, just 100 stars, if you draw a sort of supposed line between those stars, you can make more patterns out of 100 stars than there are atoms in the known universe. There's just an unbelievable number of possible patterns. Does that mean that any one of them is the true pattern? Well, no, we don't think that, do we? Does that mean, therefore, that they're not useful? Well, that's not the case either. Once you've identified your pattern, once you've seen Orion, you can use Orion, you can say, look at this, the belt, and it's pointing to this star down here, Sirius. You've used the pattern to identify something else. You can do that with any of the patterns. Any of those millions of different ways of holding the sky, you can track those patterns across the sky. You can put them all together and you can navigate round the world using these patterns, even those millions of different options. You don't need truth to have a usable model that enables you to intervene.